Alright guys, what is up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So today I want to talk to you guys about how I ended up getting sponsored by all of my dream companies. I might as well just start at the very beginning. For those of you guys who have no idea about me, or this is the first video you watched, I grew up playing mostly baseball. I started playing baseball when I was, since T-ball. I played that for like 10 years straight. And then after baseball, I took up golf very seriously. I played golf competitively from 8th grade in middle school all the way until my freshman year of college. I played the full year, and that was the last year I played competitive golf. I started lifting seriously when I was 18. I was going to the gym when I was 16, and it's funny because it kind of started off as me going to the gym as a joke, because one of my friends who I golfed with, he was really big into fitness and stuff. And one day I was like, yo, what are you doing after this? He's like, I'm going to the gym. And I was like, I'll go with you. And he just started laughing. But I ended up going like with him that day, and I got addicted to just seeing progress and stuff. So I just kept going. My family wasn't very fitness oriented besides my dad. My dad was he wasn't into weights though. He was all like marathons. Like he would do like the super marathons, the triathlons, the biking, like that kind of thing. I'm recently now just starting to get more into running. I might run a marathon soon. I don't know, maybe within a few months, because I've been running. Right now I'm working my way up. Like today I just got back from 7 miles, but my pace is not that good. It's like a 9-minute pace, which is not great. So in order to do a marathon, you gotta be able to do like a better pace. Anyways, getting back on track. So my freshman year in college, I would say, was the year I started taking lifting a lot more seriously. For golf, we had to do strength and conditioning. So I met a strength and conditioning coach who introduced me to the programs that I still use today, which is the pen and paper strength app programs. So I was using those for a long time, and I found those really beneficial for me, and I still use them to this day. But it made training fun for me. That was a big step in me making progress, because it's hard to do it just going in and doing random shit, which is, I still train like that sometimes too, because it's fun. If I rewind a little bit, I started my fitness page before that, I believe, before my freshman year of college, I believe. It might have been that summer. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't kind of start it to do it like full time. I kind of just started it because I thought it would hold me accountable, and because I would take videos of myself and I would see what I looked like, and I wanted to be able to see the improvements. I told myself, okay, I'm gonna post every day. In my head, it started holding me more and more accountable, especially because other people would see it, and I wouldn't want to let other people down, like by not posting, because then they'd be like, oh, this kid just started this and now he stopped. So if you guys are contemplating whether you should make an account or not, it definitely was the best things I ever did for my physique. It definitely brought me to the next level. Okay, so when I first realized that I wanted to do this kind of more seriously, I was fucking insane. Like I was doing like the most. I was working at the time too. Like I was working 10-hour, 9-hour construction shifts, and I'd get up before that, go work out, and I would sometimes even go work out after that, depending. Besides the point, there was a time in the summer I wasn't working. It might have been like a 3-month span. For those 3 months, I was getting up in the morning by like, not that early, maybe like 7, 8 a.m. I would go to the gym, do like a 2-hour workout, go home, I would take like a 30-minute power nap. I'd go run 6 miles, go home, take another quick like 2-hour nap, and then I'd go back to the gym. And during this 3-month span, my diet was perfect. Like I didn't cheat on my diet at all, and I did that almost every single day, and I definitely transformed my physique. I think that was at the very early stages of my fitness account. And when I first started my fitness account, for like the first year, maybe longer than a year, I posted every single day, didn't miss one day. Sometimes I was posting 2 times a day, and that's kind of what it took on like the consistency aspect. Consistency with the training, consistency with the diet, and consistency with the putting up content. Because to get to this point, you you have to provide some type of value, whether it's motivation or educational, which my content was mostly just motivational. Like I was posting a lot of swipe workouts, which I haven't been doing recently, but I might start doing more of. Where I started from, physique wise, I was very skinny growing up. I was never like the fat kid. I was very skinny, basically like a twig in high school. I think in high school it was like 140 pounds, maybe like 130, 135 maybe. I played football my senior year, and I remember like a vision in my head. I was like 145 my senior year. I was working out every day too, so I was not a big kid. I have pictures of when I was in high school on the football team. I'll pop a clip up right here for you guys to kind of get an idea what I looked like. I was pretty skinny. As I went to college, they had like the meal plan things. Like you get unlimited food in the cafe. Like I don't know how many swipes I got. I might get like 5 cafe swipes per day. So we just go in there and just eat everything. So that's kind of where the bulk started. I just started eating everything, and I didn't really care. I didn't really care too much about being lean then, so it was easy to bulk. I prefer to stay lean. But recap, my lifting started at 16 to 18. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in the gym. I basically do like 40-minute workouts, maybe like 4 times a week, just fucking around, nothing serious. As soon as I turned 18, starting college is when I started actually working out and focusing on diet and just taking everything way more serious. As soon as I started my fitness account is when I noticed the most progress, the most mental drive I had to be better. Starting my fitness account was the best decision I made for myself because it held me accountable on so many different levels. So for those of you guys who want to make one and are not doing it because you want to wait until you look a certain way, I did that for so long in my head. I was like, oh, I don't look good enough to do that. I don't look good enough to do that. You can't think like that. You have to think, I need to do it now so that I can look better and get there eventually. But if you never start, you're never going to get there. So yeah, if you guys want to get sponsored by your dream companies, the main focus can't be, I'm doing this to get sponsored by my dream companies. You need to genuinely enjoy the content you're putting out. You need to enjoy something other than just wanting to get free clothes. You need to focus on you. You need to create your own brand, because when you create your own brand, any company will want to work with you. Say I start from 0 followers and I just focus on my shit, doing what I do, and I build a massive following. All these companies are going to want to work with you. If you just go in it like, I need to do this to get sponsored, it's probably not going to work out for you. There needs to be something else bigger behind it. If you're doing it just for free clothing, you're probably gonna quit. And yeah, for me, I did want to get sponsored from the beginning, but that wasn't the only reason I was doing it. I was doing it because I loved going to the gym, loved improving myself, loved seeing the progress, and working towards getting sponsored was just kind of like a plus, like an extra motivation, but not the sole motivation is all I'm saying. First year in college, I went to Utica, which is in upstate New York. And my second year, first semester, I went to SUNY Cortland. And then after that, I dropped out. My account was starting to take off at that time. I wanted to pursue that further. So I decided to move to Orlando, Florida. And that was as soon as Corona was getting really bad. So I kind of moved there because I was getting really depressed in New York, and I needed a new start. So I moved to Florida, was posting content every day, and that was really fun. And I grew there. I needed something different because I kind of always need something different. I love changes of scenery. So I decided to move to LA, which is where I am now. I've been here like the past, almost been a year now. In May it'll be a year that I've been here, and I do love LA. I don't know if I'm gonna stay here forever. That's besides the point. But I don't know if you do or you don't want to do this. But this kind of applies to anything. My thought process was completely wrong about like other people who were doing what I wanted to do, who were already successful with it. Like I thought they were so much better than me, just a better like human than I was, and that's why they could do it and I couldn't do it. So the number one thing is you have to realize that the people who are at that like higher level, they're just like you. but the only difference between them and you is they put in the work, they put in the consistency, but in no way is that person better than you. They literally just put the work in. And the only thing that I'm trying to tell you guys is that anybody can do this. Not just like, oh, look at him, it's so rare that he could do that. Like, I didn't start from having like an insane physique. I was skinny as fuck. I was just like anyone else. I was just going through it, still going through it. The moral of the story that I'm trying to say is anyone can do this. Anyone can do anything. You just, like, say you want to be an actor. The only difference between you and a famous actor is they put the mass amounts of work in to do that. So if you set your mind to anything you want to do, you just need to put the work in. But those people who are doing that successfully, they're not better than you. They just do the work. What helped me was finding kind of a friend group who was very motivated and kind of has the same mindset as me. People who are motivated, people who want to get better. If you're hanging out with people who just want to sit around and eat pizza all day, just chill, that's not going to push you to be better. You need to make your circle people who are all pushing you to do more, which is something that I noticed helped me a lot. For a while, I didn't have many friends because there's not that many people like in my hometown or just where I was in previous phases of life that had the same mindset as me. But as time goes on, meeting more people, very same mindset. So getting that group of friends that think like you and want to be better is a huge like motivational help if you have trouble motivating yourself. Most importantly, it's gonna sound cliche and just stereotypical, but you need to believe that you can do it. If you don't have like this deep down belief that you can do whatever you want to do and be successful in what you want to do, if you don't believe that you can do it deep down, you're not gonna be able to do it. Me, when I was like running miles and working out every single day, I had like a mental thought that I was already in the position I wanted to be. A little more about the brands I'm working with. So I'm working with Raw Gear, and I'm working with Alphalete, and I'm working with Huge Supplements. Huge Supplements technically wasn't like a dream brand because they weren't even a thing when I started my fitness page. I don't know if Raw Gear was a thing when I started my fitness page, but Bradley Martin was a huge inspiration for me. Like, I was watching him way before I ever started a fitness account. And for Alphalete, Christian Guzman was a huge influence to me before I ever started a fitness account. So to be able to work with both of their companies is such a great feeling for me. I kept seeing DMs from kids who were like, "You were my inspiration. You're the reason I worked out today. I lost 30 pounds because of you." When you get those messages, the motivation is insane because you realize you're not doing it for yourself anymore. What you do helps so many people, whether like I see it or not, because not everyone who I motivate is gonna message me like, "Oh, like you inspired me." Not everyone's gonna do that. In my head, I have an obligation to do it, not only to motivate other people. It's all rooted back to me wanting to become a better and better version of myself. That has circled into me working with the companies that are in line with my vision and my goals. Alphalete was probably my number one brand I wanted to work with from the start. I love everything about their brand. I think the slogans "Learn More, Dream More, Be More" flows very well with my mentality. Plus I love all their clothing and shit, but yeah. One more thing on the fact that I think anyone can do this. Back when I moved to Florida, there was a kid that I met, almost like 500,000 followers. He had a lot of followers, and I just looked up to him, or I looked at him like he was some crazy, insane individual, and there's no way I'd be able to do that. I was very consistent with social media for a while, and my account just started to take off. Being with him for a while, I realized like, wow, this person is just like me, and that's just all rooting back to the fact that anyone can do this. We'll recap: consistency, provide value, motivation, have a sick physique, but that's not everything. Believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, you definitely won't be able to do it. I have a terrible memory. What did I say? Believe and know that anyone can do it. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own brand. Focus on what you're doing and the real reason you want to do it, besides getting sponsored. It's a whole lot bigger it's a whole lot bigger than getting sponsored. Like if all my sponsors dropped me right now, I would not stop what I'm doing. I would be like, oh no, no one sponsors me. Now I'm not gonna post any content. You have your brand, and your brand doesn't stop just because people don't sponsor you. So focus on your own thing, build your own thing, brands will follow. Thank you guys for watching the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.